playing his old defense from the practice squad, perhaps. Meanwhile, are the Ravens getting too much respect?
Yes.
They got a ton of Super Bowl votes.
It's Brew, it's
Honestly,
too much.
I might change
people
mine.
saw the show.
Maybe,
They saw Coach pick them. They saw Coach. Yeah.
I also
Coach
picked
saw
them.
the show.
Coach and I have the same Super Bowl, all birds. But right now, you're in for such a
what is
treat.
your Super Bowl pick?
Ravens, Eagles over Ravens.
Same? Wow.
Well, I went Ravens.
He's got the
Except it's
reverse,
reversed.
all birds, regardless.
So 3 of us.
Last night, in a smoky parlor, an elite group of former superstars, analysts, and people who know how to contact you. Well, you can't contact them. Fought and toiled and burned the midnight oil to deliver the best segment in all of sports television. It's an honor, it's a privilege, and I'm thrilled to say welcome back to the first episode of 2025 Tiers.
Exciting.
KW.
Yeah. I'm writing
Thank
something.
you
I'm
for
writing
that
something.
introduction.
Hold
You're
on a
fine.
second. I'm writing something.
I think the next 30-ish minutes on this show are going to be the best TV we've done since the day after Super Bowl show. Tiers into must-win on the eve of
We
the
could
NFL
just
season.
add a dash of how were the 49ers before Joe Montana.
Oh, that's why you didn't like the A block? I couldn't tell, Brew, why Wilds was annoyed with us.
he was
but it's
a little bit
because
annoyed.
If you didn't-
as soon as Ronnie Lott gets mentioned, Kevin Wild,
didn't see
tune
it.
out.
Check it out on the podcast. We will also be releasing that on cassette.
8-track.
Can I get to the tiers? Bottom of the tiers. Get it together, Arch. So here's the deal. The latest mock drafts with Arch Manning not there anymore, it's names like Garrett Nussmeier, Lenoris Sellers, and Cade Klubnik. And I got to tell you, one of my least educated but believe in my bones take is 10% of being a great quarterback is having a great quarterback name. Arch Manning is a great quarterback name. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Not a lot of all-time great quarterbacks with funny names. Sorry, Nussmeier, Klubnik. It doesn't inspire confidence. I'm just telling you.
Dan Marino.
Exactly.
That is
Yeah, and
true.
guess what?
All right.
If Joey Harrington was Joseph Harrington, maybe a totally different career. Joey, it's not going to work as a
Drake May.
Yeah, maybe. That's
Brock
borderline.
Purdy.
No, see, exactly.
That's
That
a
works.
great
name.
That works.
Caleb Williams. I like it.
Yes,
It works.
yeah,
That's a
Jaden
good one.
Daniels, great
Jaden
name.
Daniels.
Yes, that works.
got a flow to it.
Tyler Shuck, I don't know.
It's a bad take.
That
It's
actually.
Easton Stick.
It doesn't work.
What are you
Exactly.
talking about?
That's a good name.
So,
Pretty good name.
Okay.
Yeah. Better
All right,
name.
this is my point. These teams are going to be looking for a quarterback.
Cam Newton.
Great name.
John Elway. I'm just proving it.
Yes.
Tom Brady.
Joe Montana.
Joe
Terry
Bradshaw.
Bradshaw. I told you guys, it's
You
a
are
great
right. You
take.
are.
Donovan McNabb. I like it.
Mike Vick.
Michael Vick.
Yes, it's
We're going to be doing this
these
the
are
whole
all great names.
We won't do it anymore.
All right, you're gonna do it the whole tiers, I think.
I'm not going to do it anymore.
All right, next row.
Boomer Esiason.
Next
I got a
row.
bunch of others.
I know,
I'm
of
in my
course.
head. I'm going to let it go.
I mean, whatever. That's the row. Sorry, Cam Ward. Great name, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Cam Ward.
Yeah, but whatever. Oddly trendy. I don't quite know why, but these four
Jackson Dart.
these four teams are popping up in a lot of playoff pictures. This group has some of them.
Yeah.
They're an oddly trendy group of teams that I don't. It's not that I don't believe in any of them. I almost had the Falcons in the playoffs myself, but I can't quite figure out why they all of a sudden are popping up. At least there's a floor. And here's what I mean. I think Dak, if he's healthy, gives your team a floor. I think that Kevin O'Connell plus Brian Flores gives your team a floor, and Tomlin obviously gives your team a floor. I think those teams' ceilings this year are incredible. The ceiling and floor might be a one-bedroom, one-story house, but at least there's a floor. Boom or bust. Oh, no, sorry, that's not next. I spoiled my own thing. More than spoilers. I think all three of these teams are making the playoffs. And certainly at least one of them is going to be more than just, late season spoiler. They're going to be playing late season meaningful games. I think everybody has the Pats in the playoffs here except Brew. Is that correct?
Yep.
I almost sold Coach on the Raiders, couldn't quite. And you guys saw Greg almost went with the Jags too. Like more than spoilers. All right, now to the tier that I mentioned before, boom or bust. And here's what I mean. You can see how any of these 4 teams could boom. Like the Niners get above average instead of well below average health from their stars. Purdy gets back to, doing what he did best, running Shanahan's offense and not trying to color outside the lines. CMC has a Saquon-like, Christian McCaffrey-like impact. They're awesome. The Chargers build on what they had last year. Herbert doesn't turn the ball over. You know what I mean? They do a hypnosis before a playoff game, tell them it's a regular season game. The Broncos defense, the Bengals offense. We can see how they could boom. Any of these teams, though, that miss the playoffs, because of the expectation going into the season, there's going to be some hard questions to answer about why, either for the coach or the quarterback or for the team at large. Like, why did we not fulfill our expectations? You guys are going to hate this one. The student becomes the teacher? Question mark?
Oh, this is great.
We all remember CJ putting his arm around Caleb and be like, let me teach you some things, young man. For those that maybe don't remember, is at that moment, CJ Stroud in his career had 26 touchdowns, 5 picks, an 11-6 record, and a 101 passer rating. Since that moment, he has 17 touchdowns, 12 picks, a 7-7 record, and an 85 passer rating. I'm not saying those things are related, but I'm not saying they're not. And I do wonder if this year, if the next time they play, if Caleb's not going to put his arm around CJ, he'll be like, don't worry, man. It'll get better.
Stop taking those hits.
Yeah.
Isn't that what he said to him?
Dangerous in the dance. No, we don't have time
please,
for
God
this.
Almighty.
We don't have
Please
time
do
for
not.
it. Guys, we're doing
Hobbs,
tiers.
please do not come out right now.
Guys, don't worry about the doorbell. We don't have time for it. We're doing tiers. Thank you, though, but I understand.
That was a real...
I was scared.
I know. The Bucks and the Rams.
Ruin a good segment.
It's always awkward when, your ex and your current are in the same room together, but this is where they are.
Goodness.
And for what these two teams have in common is nobody wants to see either of their quarterbacks or their offenses in the playoffs. Like, you guys can say that I'm too high on Baker. Baker's postseason numbers speak for themselves. And no matter how many times Bruce yells the name Jaquaski Tart, Matt Stafford's postseason numbers speak for themselves as well.
Fact.
The Hunters, these are the 3 NFC teams trying to run down the Philadelphia Eagles. These are the 3 teams that make the Eagles the hunted. The Packers adding Parsons. The Lions, who I think believe they were the best team in the NFC last year. They just had a bad time to have their worst day. And the Commanders, who obviously were not as good as Philly last year, but are ascending and were way, way ahead of schedule. All those teams believe this year they can be the NFC representative in the Super Bowl. This is a prestigious tier. And I know Sean McDermott's talked a lot about how hard it is to make 4 straight Super Bowls, how no one's going to do that again. I don't know if anyone's going to do what these 2 teams have done again. 5-time defending off-season champions, the Bills and the Ravens. They are like Ali Frazier of fake off-season awards. Like, they just go back and forth. Who's the team to beat? Who's got the best roster? Who's got the best quarterback? It's 5 years in a row, those 2 teams. That's almost as impressive as being the 3-time defending conference champion, Kansas City Chiefs.
This is why it's a committee.
Rules are rules.
Props.
The rules of the tiers are very simple. We don't have many. One of them is, however, the first tiers after a Super Bowl and the first tiers before a season, the defending champion is atop the tiers. We've never broken that rule. People are like, oh, Nick, it's a Chiefs tiers. No, it's just the Chiefs win all the Super Bowls typically. Just not this year. So the Eagles, for at least this week, are atop the tiers.
Can I ask you a question before we open it up for discussion?
I'd love it.
Let's say the Eagles win and
the Chiefs.
They both win 24-14.
Okay.
And they both look, and everything looks identical.
Well, it'd be hard because the Chiefs are playing, they're not at home. They're in another country. They're playing a much better team. They're not playing a team who's just straight away their best player. So, again, it's a rich tapestry, and we'd have to see. But if what you're describing is if they both if they were to have the exact same amount of yards, given up, the exact same score, but the Eagles are playing a beaten, battered Cowboys team at home, while the Chiefs are playing a team that a lot of people think can, make the conference championship game in Brazil. I mean, I don't know.
How are you a beaten, battered Cowboys team in game one?
They're 8.5-point dogs, Coach. I'm just telling you. I know they're going to be 8.5 now.
Holy.
They're 8.5.
That's too much.
So I don't know. But again, I can't speak for the committee.
Okay, yeah, of course.
But if your question is, are the Eagles guaranteed to stay atop the tiers as long as they are undefeated?
No, if they win 3-0.
Yeah, that would be.
No.
Probably not. Okay,
It's
but yeah.
standings.
All right. Thank you.
So as much as I usually disagree with the tiers, I always love the categories.
Oh,
They are always
Marshall,
fantastic.
sneaky tiers MVP.
Really, really fantastic. And while I'm not going to do any aura farming here, I'm just going to tell you the why. The why the Giants should be moved up from where they are to where Jacksonville is. And let me just point out some facts. So you got Tyrone Tracy, 4.4 yards a carry last year. Scatterboo, like him a lot. Malik Neighbors, 109 receptions, arguably one of the top 4 or 5 receivers in the league.
Almost as good as Brian Thomas.
I think he has a chance to be even better than he was last year. Andrew Thomas, left tackle, he's coming back. Theo Johnson, you don't know much about him, but you might want to put him on a fantasy team. The tight end is better than you think.
Wow.
And then you've got Micah Parsons, who we talk about all the time, but a lot of people feel Abdul Carter's got a chance to be like that.
Wow.
So there's that.
Terrible run defender everybody hates and they trade away.
Well, maybe he'll be a little bit better against the run. But let me just show you this random stat that I think you'll enjoy.
Okay.
So, of the last 8 teams since 2009 that outscored their preseason opponent by 60 points. Of those previous 7 teams, 6 made the playoffs, 2 won the Super Bowl.
Won the Super Bowl?
Wow.
Averaged 11.1 wins, and Russell Wilson was the QB for 2 of those 7 teams.
That is a
So I'm not
really
saying
good stat.
I'm not saying it means anything, but it might mean something.
Nothing.
That's impressive.
That
There
is
you
a
go.
perfect something or nothing stat right there.
Okay, so here's the only problem.
There's no problem. It was perfect.
I respect, no, it mostly was. And I'm going to put it on the producers. Them bullying you into making this somehow anti-Trevor propaganda is
You're always like,
unfair.
what do you want to do?
It's not anti-Trevor.
No, here's the thing,
It's
KW.
pro-reality.
You're confused. On the mountain,
Oh, yeah.
if one goes up, one must go down because it is a mountain.
Rest
People
versus
per row.
rust.
Yes.
I'm rusty.
In tiers, just say bump Giants up. Just
I
put the
forgot we could
Giants
do that.
in more than spoilers. There's not a quantity per row.
Yeah, I forgot.
We don't have to. You don't have to
I
blow
wanted
out
to
the
bring 'em
Jags
down.
scandal
Oh,
to.
bring 'em down.
I wanted to bring him down.
All right.
I
forgot
didn't get
about
bullied.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I do think the Rams are too high, but I don't want to continue to pick on Matthew Stafford.
Everyone's
and
all
his
about
team.
22-8.
So I'm leaving them alone. You got to get off this Raiders kick, man. Like, I'm sorry, the Raiders are not going to be good this year. All right?
Bro, look at where they are.
Yeah, that's too high. All right? Ashton Genty, I like him. He's going to have trouble finding holes to run through. The receiving core, if you think Amari Cooper's going to bounce back and have a renaissance year, good luck with that one. He got tight ends, but not the receivers I don't think that are great. The defense, and Coach I think is with me. I'm about culture. I told you I believed in the Ravens defense coming along because it's the culture. Well, you know what the culture is with the Raiders?